All right, everyone. Sorry about the slight delay. Ran out of agendas. This is progress meeting number 4 for the Donovan Smith Mobile Home Park Sewer and Water Extension Project. It is June 7th, 10 a.m. The project contract amount is $4,446,446. Contract time is 630 calendar days with $1,500 per calendar day liquidated damages. The notice to proceed was given February 16th, 2023. That gives us a contract completion date of November 7th, 2024. We've used 110 days with 520 days remaining. The percent time used is 17.5%. And the percent complete, and that's just an estimate. We'll have a much better idea once we are billed for the last month, but we're about 5%. Scheduled. Teal Construction has submitted a 1-month look ahead with the work to be completed shown below. The contractor is to submit a progress schedule and bar chart form the next 2 weeks and shall provide updates to the schedule at each monthly progress meeting. Teal Construction has requested to work on Juneteenth, which is June 19th. DelDOT is okay with it. Janelle, that's not a problem with the city, is it?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'll double check.
All right. And then Teal Construction has indicated that they will not be working on July 4th. Johnny, do you know if you're going to try to work on the 3rd?
Yeah.
You are? Okay. So I've got it further in here. Make sure you get it cleared with DelDOT. You'll probably have to clear the previous Friday with them, that Monday, and then that Wednesday. I think that's what they're going to
I
require.
won't be on their road.
You won't be on Donovan's Road. You'll be inside. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Then you're good. Yep. Work completed since previous meeting, material delivery and lay down yard setup, and the water main installation has begun on Donovan's Road. They've got about, as of the end of the day yesterday, 400 feet of water main installed. Working at a pretty good pace, about 150 feet a day. Dwayne?
Close to that.
Close to that, okay. Work to be completed in the next month. Finish the water main installation on Donovan's Road, the permanent trench repair on Donovan's Road, install dewatering well points in Donovan Smith, and start the sewer main installation towards end of June, beginning of July. I've had a request to explain what the dewatering system is. If you were here for the Donovan's Road project, you would have saw a pipe running along the road the whole time with smaller pipes every couple feet going down into the ground. And that's all connected to a pump. So what that does is the groundwater is at a certain level. Usually in your area, it's 6 to 8 feet, somewhere around there. And the contractor has to get below the groundwater level. So they'll be 12 to 14 feet deep at the beginning of the sewer installation. So if the groundwater is above the bottom of where they're installing the sewer, water will just be pouring into the trench and they can't properly install it. So what the dewatering system does is it brings the groundwater down in that area to at or below where they're going to be installing the sewer. And that will run full time. We're going to try to place the pump in the best location we can, away from as many houses as possible. It's got to run the whole time. Otherwise, as soon as you turn it off, the groundwater comes right back up. So it's a necessary part of the project. It won't be installed the entire duration of the project, just until we get above the groundwater level.
Where's the water going?
The water is being discharged. We've talked about a few locations. Johnny, do you know where exactly we're going to put it yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Towards the back, there's, I forget the name of the branch back there.
Yeah, Ebenezer branch. Yeah.
Ebenezer.
Yeah. So yeah, it'll be somewhere along the back or wrapped around to the, I guess, southeast by the trail. Somewhere in that vicinity.
So will they see water just coming up out of the pipe?
Very
It just
likely.
kinda looks like it's just going over, so.
Very likely. Yep.
It'll be a big pipe at the end and water will just come out of it. It'll almost look like a volcano at sometimes.
Yep.
And then it'll stop and then it'll volcano again.
Yes, it'll look just like that. It might not be discharging in the same location, but but somewhere along the back of the community, it'll be discharging. SRF funding. The first wage rate interviews will take place approximately 2 weeks after the start of on the ground construction. So we've started full fledged into construction. Dean's going to try to do wage rate interviews next week. Then we'll get them over to you guys. And then once construction begins, weekly certified payroll reports shall be submitted to GMB. I've gotten the payroll reports through the end of last week. I'm going to review those on a monthly basis and send them to you. Is that okay? Or do you want me to do them every week?
No, you can really don't have to send anything to me.
Okay.
Just as long as we get certification, you guys, and it can just be at the end.
Okay.
Just certified, all the payroll.
Yep.
For review.
And I double checked on the date for Juneteenth. It's not one of the dates. The city says people cannot work, so that should be fine. It's typically Christmas, 4th of July, you cannot work. New Year's Day, the bigger federal holidays. But that is fine per the code.
Alrighty, payment. Payment application 1 has been received by GMB and will be processed and delivered to the Lewes BPW by the end of this week. Teal Construction has requested to be paid for stored materials not yet installed. Johnny, I reviewed the contract and that's fine. Are you going to store them on site? Are they already there?
They're already. there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, okay. Yep, so that's fine. DelDOT items, DelDOT pre-construction meeting. The DelDOT pre-construction meeting was held on March 15th at the project site. Traffic control, contractor shall be responsible for traffic control during the course of the project and shall coordinate with the owner, engineer, and regulating authority as required. All traffic control flaggers are to be certified. Has anyone had any issues getting in and out? I know there might be some slight delays, but pretty good so far. Okay, good. Vehicular access must be provided at all times to all residences and pedestrians who are not within the hard closure work area. Access for emergency vehicles and special needs residents must be maintained at all times. Contractor is to coordinate with delivery trucks for businesses located in the work area. Maintenance of traffic. Proposed maintenance of traffic consists of lane closures with flaggers. Compaction testing to be performed where directed by GMB, and DelDOT requires 1 test per lift per 100 feet of trench, and we've not had any compaction problems so far. Utility trench restoration. DelDOT and Teal Construction have agreed to a modified policy concerning the temporary trench restoration. The temporary trench restoration may remain in place on Donovan's Road until the contractor is ready to install the specified permanent trench repair. If DelDOT deems that the temporary trench repair is deficient anytime after the first 4 days, then they reserve the right to require the contractor to stop work and install the specified permanent trench repair. DelDOT's been happy so far with what you guys are doing, so just keep on with that. And then I've got down here that the contractor is responsible for any advance notification required by DelDOT for any days to be worked near state holidays. And we've notified them, or the contractors notified them for Juneteenth and gotten permission, and we'll be out of there by July 4th. So it's not an issue. The contractor shall contact Miss Utility and the Lewes BPW 48 hours in advance of any excavations. Notification of residents. GMB will coordinate with Teal Construction and notify residents a minimum of 1 week in advance of any work being performed on their homes. Communication with residents, media, et cetera. The contractor is to direct all complaints, questions, et cetera, to the GMB RPR. And once again, any issues, I encourage you to bring them up immediately and not wait for progress meeting. We can handle it better if something happens at the time of the complaint. Dewatering, a permit is required for any construction dewatering. There's no separate pay item for construction dewatering. We've received the permits and we all just discussed the location, discharge location. Request for information, all RFIs are to be submitted in writing to GMB, attention to me. Safety is the sole responsibility of the contractor. The contractor shall abide by all local, federal, and state safety regulations, including OSHA. The contractor shall be solely responsible for initiating, formulating, supervising, reviewing, and overseeing all safety precautions, practices, procedures, and programs that are or should be provided in connection with the work. The contractor will take all necessary or proper precautions for the safety of and will provide the necessary protection to prevent damage, injury, or loss to the work, property, and or persons. The contractor shall comply within the prices bid and without extra cost to the owner with all safety regulations or determinations issued by an agency of the federal government, including OSHA and the state of Delaware. GMB has reviewed all received submittals. That does not include the cut sheets. Johnny, I've got that down here further. Have you gotten hard copies of Dwayne?
I have not.
Can you get those end of this week? Teal Construction is to provide AIS certification for all materials that are required to comply with AIS requirements. GMB will notify Teal Construction of any submittals that are outstanding. I know we still have the Storm Tech units. That's probably a ways down, so. Teal Construction has submitted DelDOT source supply items directly to DelDOT. Teal should notify GMB once approval from DelDOT has been received. Have you gotten that yet?
Should have it, yeah.
Okay. Surveyed stakeout, contractor is responsible for survey and layout stakeout. Cut sheets are to be provided at least 24 hours in advance of installation. GMB has received the sanitary sewer cut sheets and will return them to Teal Construction no later than the end of day on June 9th. That's this Friday. Job site conditions, resident complaints, et cetera. Nothing new to date. From what I've heard, everyone's happy that they've started working out there. Inspector hours used, that says amount since last meeting. That should say total amount to date. Actually, it was 37 since or 38 since the last meeting. And amount to date is 78 total, and then amount remaining is 3,422. No weather delays since the last meeting. Trench backfill, the contractor is requested to maximize the reuse of excavated material as much as possible. An area has been provided for stockpiling material excavated from the trenching so that it can be utilized as backfill. GMB will assess the suitability of excavated material for use as backfill. So far, so good there. No contingency items have been used. The contractor shall be responsible for maintaining one set of red line record documents, which are to be reviewed for consistency at each progress meeting and submitted to the engineer at the project completion. Record drawings are to be provided by a professionally registered engineer or licensed surveyor. Next progress meeting, Johnny, you can bring them. You're good on this one. There's only been one or two small things. And they don't need to be the of course final stamped or anything like that, just what you have. Change orders, no additional work should be performed without authorization from the owner. Any requests for time extensions must include adequate documentation. And then questions or comments? Go up here. You guys have anything? Okay, I'll open it up. Yep.
All the stakes that are around, what are the different colors that are on there? What does each of those colors mean?
Donnie, you want to hit that?
I have not been out there to see them, so I'd have to look at them.
The lime green, yeah, and an orange and a blue, I think.
Could be ones like the actual location, one could be an offset location, like maybe 10 feet away.
Yep, so
That could be the possibility.
yeah, it'll be the location of it's how they're gonna locate the utilities and know where exactly to put them. A lot of the times you'll have the exact location and that's where you start digging. But of course, once you start digging, the stakes aren't there anymore. So Johnny said you have the offset location, so they'll be offset 10 feet from where the utility actually goes, and it will tell the contractor how far they need to cut down and what the final elevation needs to be of the pipe. So it's really just how they know where to put the utilities.
Can we possibly get an idea of what the colors mean, which is which?
The blue ones that are out there were marked are for the water utilities for like fire hydrants and stuff like that we're gonna be putting in.
Okay,
The green ones are layout for the sewer, where the sewer laterals are gonna be going when they put their Ys in for the main. And the pink ones, I don't know what they were for. I saw a couple pink ones.
I have a question, so. And because we don't really know what the stakes mean, so we're all can just kind of guess, but. If it was like from that stake to hook up to my house, it would be like, are you going around things like
Well,
trees and stuff like that?
There won't be any stakes there for that stuff right now, okay? They're just putting the stakes for where the lateral is gonna be tied in, okay? They'll come back later and they'll give you the contractor locations for where we're gonna run. So none of those stakes matter to anything to your yard right now.
I got you. That's.
I said there's where the fire hydrants are gonna go off the side of the road. That's where the white, the blue ribbons are on the stakes for.
Okay.
And if you read them, it'll tell you a lot, such and such lateral. That's where your sewer, the water, say hydrant or something like that on her T and.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yep.
I want to say thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for being patient.
And I would like to also say thanks to whoever threw some gravel in that big hole at the corner of Fairview Circle and
that was a pond.
Central Avenue. It's sinking back in already, but for a day, it was really, you could actually drive through there.
That's actually supposed to be getting fixed too as part of the project.
Yeah.
Who's gonna start fishing?
When it comes to bushes and trees and gardens, is there anything that we need to do?
At this point, no. Once we get the subcontractor in that is going to be installing the actual services, that's when we'll get into all of that.
The beach homeowner?
Yep.
Thank you.
When did all the residents get their questions in first? I'm Greg Pope. I'm the program manager for the Clean Water State Revolving Fund in Denrick. And I've been trying to get to this meeting forever, but busy, he's taking care of it. But I want to introduce a couple guests we have. We have Walter Higgins and Joe Stewart from USEPA. They're not here to review the project. They're just here to see a project, and they're going to do the earmark projects in the state of Delaware. So they want to come out. And I said, you got to come see the beautiful city of Lewes. But just from a Denrick point of view, we're very glad this project is moving. Very happy for residents that we're finally getting some progress. This has been years in the making, a lot of legal wrangling, attorney generals and Lewes support. So we're very happy, and this is a very high number one priority project in the state. So,
Yeah.
You're in good hands with GMB, the board, and Teal. I've been working with all of you for 20 years. So just be patient. Work's starting. It's gonna get done. You're gonna have nice clean water and be able to flush your toilets and everything's gonna be great. So it's a lot of hard work from a lot of people, but we want to see the residents getting what they deserve.
Thank you so much.
Great. Thanks, Greg. Anything else? All right. Anything online?
Yep.
Dwayne?
Tomorrow, well, today we're gonna be going down the line, down the road to where the entrance goes into G. So tomorrow, you're gonna have to, the stone the road that comes out to that's gonna be the in and out road there, okay? Because we're gonna be working at that other intersection. So everybody,
Cooper Circle. Yep.
okay,
So you'll have to enter Cooper Circle from that stone drive that kind of comes around the back of it.
It's right up beside the White House.
Mhm.
You're gonna enter and exit there.
Yes. And then that'll be back open the next day or well, at the end of the day.
It'll be
Yeah,
open at the
yeah,
end of the day.
Yep. All right. Well, thanks for coming, everyone. Our next meeting's July 5th. Same time, 10 a.m., same place. Thank you very much.